assistant, looking for their first points in this group stage. On the opposite side, your defending national champs, West Coast FC, knocking off Cincinnati United Premier last year in the under-17 division, a team that we saw on this field a couple of days back. And now they look to try to get back out of the group stage and into the semifinal round. This West Coast team out of Orange County, California, Neil Armour, the head coach, a former professional coach at one time in Hong Kong, played professionally overseas, and leading his West Coast team here, looking to repeat as national champions. It'll be the West Coast team wearing the gray tops, gray backs on the back, navy blue writing, some gray stripes on the front, the navy shorts, and it'll be all red for the GSA bunch. They've been in white the first 2 days. We've seen them on this field, all red today with the white writing. As we get set for kickoff, it'll be West Coast that'll have the opening kick. They'll be working right to left as you're looking at it. And then for GSA, they will be working left to right, and they will kick off in the second half. Referees squaring everything away, making sure everything's good to go. As we get set to start our third and final day of group play, 8, 10, 12, and 2. Our schedule for this Thursday, our third and final day of group play, will take Friday off, and then we'll head off to Saturday for the semifinals. And then on Sunday for the championship game. Immediately it'll be West Coast that goes on the attack, trying to get the ball in the box. It'll be cleared away. This West Coast team last year, as we mentioned, coming off a national championship, but they're coming off a loss in group play yesterday. Their first loss as they were taken down by the Santa Clara Sporting team that handed this GSA bunch a 1-0 loss back on the opening day. It was a 4-2 victory for Santa Clara yesterday over West Coast, a game that featured 6 goals, tied for the most that we've had at any point during this championship in this under 18 boys division. Both of the highest scoring games we've had in this division have featured this West Coast team. A 4-2 victory for them over the Waza group out of Michigan. And then a 4-2 loss for them yesterday against Santa Clara. This West Coast team with 3 points so far in this group with their victory from back on Tuesday. Santa Clara sits on top of the group with 6. They're taking on the Waza team out of Michigan right now, who also has 3 points. So it's 6-3-3-0 in the group standings right now. Santa Clara is the front runner to get out of the top spot of this group. And West Coast wants to secure its spot. It has to take care of business here and pick up 3 points. Avoid leaving the door open for someone else. The door still slightly cracked, ever so slightly, as the offside flag will go up against GSA. But it is slightly open for GSA, although they'd have to have several things happen. They need to win this one. They need Santa Clara to beat Waza, and then they need to work out the goal differential, which they currently sit at -2. West Coast has its goal differential at 0. Waza has it at -1. This one headed towards the box, and then a collision happening there right around the 18. Player down for GSA is Bobby Grinnell. It was Andy Mendoza who collided with him there and knocked him to the ground. You see your goalkeeper for GSA, Grayson Waldorf, who all in all has had a very nice start to group play here at the National Championships. Had a couple of really good saves in a crucial moment in yesterday's match. On the opposite side, Gerardo Berber, The one in net wearing the neon green top and the white shorts for the West Coast bunch. A turnover gives it away. Pinner will try to fire his first shot of the day. Eli Pinner letting it rip, but had it blocked. This GSA bunch getting back one of its weapons up top as Rahan Gamara tries to cross. This GSA bunch getting back Rashid Alarape today after he took a straight red card in Tuesday's opener. Was sent off in the 70th minute of that one. Had to sit out yesterday's match, but back out there today, their leading scorer from the region championship, as this one's chipped in by Mendoza, but Waldorf with no trouble with it, coming out to grab it. For GSA, it's been a couple of heartbreaking losses for them through the first 2 days. Back on Tuesday, right here on Field 17, they played Santa Clara Sporting, scoreless all the way until stoppage time in the second half, and a late goal for Santa Clara gave them a 1-0 victory. This is Mendoza trying to cross to the right side. Goalie off his mark, ball still in play in the box, but going the wrong direction. A good job of defending that time from Martin Sidari. Did a nice job defending, keeping that one away as Waldorf scrambled back to get in the net. So a 1-0 loss for GSA in the opener, and then took a 1-0 loss in yesterday's game as well. Gave up a goal in the 77th minute yesterday. So another late goal against Waza took them down 1-0 as Alarape is offside this time again for GSA. And you see Coach Armour getting into it here for his West Coast bunch. Formerly a head coach of a first division professional team over in Hong Kong. He's played professionally here in the United States, over there in Hong Kong, and also played professionally in Scotland. He was telling us this morning that a lot of people getting up out there on the West Coast in California, as it's just across the 5 o'clock hour Pacific time out there. But they're getting up early to watch this group from Orange County, hoping that they can repeat what they did last year. They need to get out of this group stage first, though. A victory today would help put them in good position. Already a little physical early as these two teams battle. Both of them playing to stay alive. Nice job by Sidari to step that one off as these two teams exchange possession in the midfield. Sidari, the one taken down on the far sideline. The foul against West Coast gives them an opportunity at a free kick. This West Coast bunch qualified for this national championships, as you get a chance to see a foul from earlier there. That was Grinnell who took a spill back at his 18. You see the physicality that's already taking place in this one. But a qualification for this West Coast team in this national championship, thanks to their finish in the National League. Good touch to the center, a sliding stop made on the one touch by Pinner. Berber coming out to get that one. He'll punt it away with the left foot and a long one. West Coast finished on top of the National League Blue Division, had a 4-0-3 record. Scored the most goals of any team in the age group. red or blue division, had 19 goals, conceded only 3. A very good goal differential for them on their way to a blue division championship. Working it forward, they'll fire one. It's deflected away and finally cleared out. It was Ivan Canales that took the rip. Work it to the corner, trying to cross it. And that one will get all the way over. Had there been somebody on the back post, an opportunity to finish. And that's what has Coach Armour with his hands on his head, knowing that that was a potential opportunity early for them. GSA still searching for its first goal of this championships. West Coast picked up 4 of them in the victory over Waza on Tuesday. Canales scored first in the 8th minute. 1 minute later in the 9th, Nicolo Diamato grabbed one as a player goes down there, hops back up, draws the foul. Canales the one who was taken down. Alexander Chuchuk had a couple of goals in the opening game for West Coast as well. They got goals yesterday from Alex Duarte and Andres Mendoza. So they have had plenty of scoring happen for them in their 2 games, but they've given up 6 goals as well. Here's the cross right into the center. Canales has it blocked. Good job by Everett Little, and now it'll set up a foot race leading the other way. This is Alarape with the left foot. Snared, going to the ground by Berber. You saw the foot speed there of Alarape, something that wasn't available to them in yesterday's match, nor for the last 20 minutes of the first match. Alarape was the leading scorer in the Region 3 championship that GSA picked up. It was their first region championship for this bunch. This is Guerra dropping it off for Gamara. And back to Gomez. Gomez lets it fly, but off to the left. The first 2 days of this event, each group played at the same time on different fields, and then the other group from that division played either before or after. Group A would play first, and then the next time slot Group B would play. Today, both groups from all the divisions play at the exact same time as this one's turned over. And going to the left side, the goal is there for West Coast. The turnover leading to an opportunity, and Andy Mendoza makes it count to see nets one here in the 12th minute of action. So West Coast able to strike first, as they've done in all 3 games now. Scoring first, it's Mendoza who took the turnover, went one-on-one with the keeper, and was able to beat him to the left side of the net for the opening goal of this contest. Just 12 minutes in, West Coast in front of GSA, 1-0. Already back into the box, but Little, the one who clears this one out. So now GSA needing a goal. A draw does nothing for for GSA. They have to play to win this one and hope to get the help elsewhere. They need all 3 points at this time. Flag coming up, the foul committed by Sadari, working down that side. All the action in this under-18 boys division here on this third day happening right now in this 8 o'clock hour. Spread out across 4 fields. So wrapping up play right here at this time slot. They make it to where the teams in your group, you don't get a chance to go watch them play because they're playing at the same time you do. It's the final day of group play. Tomorrow, an off day for everybody. A chance for these teams to rest. The ones that will advance on, as half the teams will be eliminated when play concludes today. Five age groups will have 4 teams apiece left. So when you factor in the boys and the girls divisions, that leaves you with 40. And then the other 2, the 13 and 19 divisions, take just 2 teams out of group play. So they will have 8, will be down to 48 when the day is done, as Canales misses left. Started with 96. We'll be down to 48 when things wrap up today, taking us to Saturday's semifinals and Sunday's national championships. This under-18 boys group will play their semis on Saturday morning at 8 a.m. and then play their national championship over in the stadium on Sunday at 9. There is Alarape colliding with the goalie Berber. That's the referee walking over, our head man in the middle, telling him that that's got to come to a stop. They'll help Berber up and let him walk this one off. Alarape, the one, as we mentioned, had the trouble the other day, drew the straight red card and was taken off, so already not in the good graces of the head referee here. You see Alarape just going after this one and couldn't stop himself and catching right there in the ribs of Berber.
You've got to run in behind them, son. You can't get caught standing. You got to chase every single ball.
17th minute of action as Canales works it down the field again. Into the center, deflected away, and it'll be cleared out. This portion of the match brought to you by Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink juice of U.S. Youth Soccer, and the Turbo Sports Group, the official video streaming production company of the National Championships. Don't forget, you can order and purchase any broadcast from this year's event by logging on to www.turbosportsgroup.com. There's a foul coming up the other way as Felipe Silva, the guilty party there for West Coast. Live broadcasts happening across 5 separate fields here at these national championships. So if your team, as you see head coach Nuno Patera surveying the landscape, the free kick headed away and then cleared off to the side. If your team has played on any of the 5 featured fields, you can go get those archive broadcasts. Purchase them and have them for your own personal copies. West Coast on top after a 12th minute goal from Andy Mendoza. Off of a turnover, deposited one into the net. Amatepe kept it alive. Guerra trying to get to it. GSA looking for a foul. Not going to get one. Instead, Silva on the move again. Grunau will just come over to touch it out of bounds and set up the deep throw. Silva hits it right over the keeper again, the second time. That ball has crossed all the way across the net, over the reach of Waldorf in net. Nobody there on the backside, though, to put it in. Corner kick coming from the opposite side. Alex Duarte, the one that heads over there, set to try to swing this one towards the middle. West Coast trying to add on.
Somebody's got to get a run, Adam. Get out of it.
Instead, they'll drop it off short. Leave it for Tellez. He'll send it back. Duarte. The header headed away on a second touch. Adam Fox was the first one to get a head on it. And then it was headed out of play, setting up a corner from the opposite side as we close in on the 20-minute mark. Sent into the center, loose in the box, and a good clearance. Gets it out of trouble. Trying to go over the top for Alarape. In that back line, though, Ricardo Canales, no issue with it. Puts it right back into the attacking zone.
Trying to read the ball. Adam, you should be back.
Sending Alarape on a run again. Able to control it, but the defense able to get back and get set. This is Nash Wagnon. Off to Guerra. Pass just out of the reach of Nicholas Godfrey. Trying to come up from the back line and work down this near side. A little too far out in front of him.
Adam, you're too far away from him.
Too much contact there. Gabriel Guerra on the ball for GSA. For this group from Atlanta, Georgia, they've now gone over 200 minutes in this national championships without putting one in the net. Need one here to tie this match up. That was Alarape that time. Too physical. Taking down his man, setting up the free kick. So the referee blowing the whistle a little bit early on. Kind of keep control of this match. We've seen several of the under 18 boys matches get physical, especially as they got later into them. Canales again will let it fly from deep. And on the second opportunity, Waldorf will grab it for himself. Nobody there to grab the rebound, so had time to get to it. Waldorf had a good sequence yesterday in net. In a scoreless game, in the second half, a penalty in the box, or foul in the box, set up a penalty kick for the Waza group. Waldorf able to make the save on the penalty kick and then scrambled to his feet to save the scrambled to his knees rather to save the rebound on a dive as well. Kept that game scoreless for the time being. Eventually did surrender the go-ahead goal and the game-winning goal at 1-0. Rahan Gamara here. This GSA bunch continues to try to just throw the ball over the top of that back line as Gamara gets hit with the foul, and he's going to pick up the card as well for that. Rahan Gamara drawing the yellow card from our head referee. Too aggressive on that tackle and didn't really catch any of the ball, caught all leg. Tackle. Sending his man to the ground. And again, over the top, Alarape trying to run this one down. Samuel McKay back there, keeping him away from the net. Eli Penner taken right off his foot and setting up the counter. Pass gets all the way through, but Mendoza couldn't get to it, and it wouldn't have mattered even if he did. The offside flag put up near the edge of the circle. Canales again loves to fire from well outside the box, again does it, but hasn't been able to put one consistently on target just yet. Sadari tracking this one to the corner. It's going to be too strong. Rolls out over the end line right there by the corner flag on the far side and sets up a goal kick coming up as some of the West Coast players start to get up and get loose over on the sideline. You see some of the fans, the long sleeves, the jackets out. It's a little cooler here on this Thursday morning in Germantown, Maryland. Some rain last night, some rain in the forecast today. So it's keeping the temperatures down, whereas we got to the 90s yesterday here in Germantown. Today, barely expected to get up into the 80s. It was hot enough yesterday for us to get the mandatory water breaks across all of the fields at the halfway point of the first and second halves. As we get our first sub coming on of this one, this will be Roman Brockman as Amatepe steps off. Penner trying to work his way through, operating on that left side. A lot of defenders, though, standing between he and the net. Still working, sends it into the center for Gomez. Gomez, though, can't handle it on the touch. Now they go to the right side. Gomez gets a chance here at the 18. Into the center, and it's cleared over to the side, and Gomez too strong on the touch over the end line. Had a good cross, had Alarape tracking it. But a defender able to get a foot on it just in time right there in front of Berber in goal. 29th minute now. West Coast still holding a 1-0 lead. GSA has lost the first 2 games of this group play 1-0, trying to avoid the same fate here as Alarape has that one taken away from him and cleared over the sideline. Another sub getting sent for GSA. Joseph Sandres
Get in the box a little bit.
will be coming on in favor of Gabriel Guerra. Brockman hoping this inbounds pass will trigger the first GSA goal of this championships. Gamara swings one into the middle. Wagner was waiting for it, but did not make it all the way to him. And then a foul against GSA gives it back. That's GSA bunch. Didn't have any goal scoring issues in the regional tournament on their way to the Region 3 championship. Scored 8 goals over the final 3 games of that one, the quarterfinals, the semis, and the region championship. Grinnell able to turn and get his back on that one and deflect it out. Just haven't been able to get the right opportunities and put them in during the first 2+ games here at group play. Corner kick coming up. This from the near side of the field. Punched away. Back to the sideline. It'll bound out over there. It'll stay with West Coast. Diamanto, the one triggering the inbound. Nicolo Diamanto, the National League leading scorer each of the last 2 years. So great goal scoring prowess for Diamanto. The National League, some of the best talent across this country at the age group, as Mendoza missed left. Coach Armour on one side, Coach Patera on the other. Completely different styles. Coach Armour up, pacing around out there in front of that tent, barking out orders. Coach Patera, calm, hangs out on the bench, sits there with his legs crossed. Saw him the other day take a walk at one point. Brockman now driving towards the box, looking for a cross. He'll get one through, but it's cleared out over the side. This portion of the match is brought to you by Happy Family, the official on-the-go superfood of U.S. Youth Soccer. Also Kohl's, the official department store of U.S. Youth Soccer, and Liberty Mutual Insurance, an official sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Gamara can't keep that one in play. Lost it over the end line. So a goal kick coming up for Berber. 33rd minute of action. Stephen Williams here with you at the U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships. The Maryland Soccer Complex here in Germantown, Maryland. Sandres near the 18, plays it back to Alarape. GSA working in reverse now with pressure on him on that front line. Alarape again, the guilty party on the foul. And you see the discussion he's having with our head referee. Nuno Patera saying, hey, quit talking to him. McKay hits it out over the side. Here was the last foul. And then also you watch the left hand there of Alarape. You see him kind of grab a little bit at Diamanto, take him to the ground. Eli. And now we're going to get double yellows, and it's going to turn into a red card for Rashid Alarape. And he cannot believe it. Yellow cards handed out to both players in that situation, and that's the second one coming up on Rashid Alarape. So the second yellow will send him off. You see Nuno Patera talking with our fourth referee. Player a little slow to get up out there in the midfield was Alex Duarte.
Every game we've gotten a red card with a trap. That's been the story of our man. It's road guy.
Still trying to sort things out there, as it looks like Duarte is going to come off. Here's that sequence. You see the foul coming up there. The one where Alarape, see him connect right across the legs of Duarte. That's the one that took him down and put yellow cards on both players. The one on Alarape sends him off. The other one assigned to Kelly Hess. On the free kick, Gomez has it deflected into the box, and Berber will reach up and grab it. Duarte ready to come back on. So they'll let him back on, and now GSA, for the second time in 3 matches, will play a man down. It's the second time that Rashid Alarape has been sent off in this championships, as that foul will go on Guerra. Foot a little bit up high that time, working against Diamato. Two 2-0 where we stand as we cross into the 61st minute. West Coast with a 2-goal cushion. GSA having to get this victory to give them a chance to move on. Now needs 2 goals over the next 30 minutes just to tie this one up, and then they'll need a third to put them ahead, barring another West Coast opportunity. Gomez with it, crosses it back into the center, working it back to the middle. This one will go out over the sideline.
Go up a little. We got 4, they got 1.
There is Alarape, taken off by one of the region representatives that's here. And there's a foul coming up on Essen Harris, and they're going to. There were some technical difficulties earlier, so in case you missed it, right here in the 63rd minute, this is how it was set up to make it 2-0. A pass, a flick, and a touch. And it was Essen Harris that finished it off. They ended up giving West Coast a 2-0 lead where it stands right now, as that foul will go again against West Coast and set up another free kick. Gamara towards the right post. Now we've got more chippiness happening between the sides. Head referee with a lot of work on his hands here, trying to keep things under control. It's been a frustrating week here for GSA. Some of the emotions starting to boil over and being returned the other way. GSA playing a man down at the moment. In the 3 matches they've played in the group stage.
Come on, guys, let's work. Let's work. Come on, Ivan.
So just 10 men out there now for GSA, and they need 3 goals in a 26-minute stretch. Quite the tall task for the bunch from Atlanta, Georgia. You see Alarape sitting over there off in the corner. A sub coming on here for West Coast at the 65-minute mark. Kelly Hess comes off. Andy Mendoza comes back on. It was Mendoza that gave West Coast the lead back in the first half with a goal in the 12th minute. Harris trying for another one there, got a head on it, but outside the left post. Wagner back in now for GSA in place of Amatepe. (2-0) West Coast in front, trying to give themselves an opportunity to defend their national championship from last year in the U17s. They need to get out of the group stage and set themselves up with a chance on Saturday in the semis. And then Sunday, this is Canales, the top of the 18, plays it back for a moment. That one's hit by Diamato, but not hit well.
Keep the pressure, guys. Keep the pressure.
The other side of the under 18s already decided. Lehigh Valley United and Santa Barbara both 0-2 with no points, so regardless of the outcome of that game happening between Lehigh Valley and Santa Barbara at the moment, those two will be the two that are moving on representing Group A. Group B still up for grabs depending on what's going on in this one and also in the other match taking place between Santa Clara and Waza. For what will go against Eli Pinner. They're going to card him in this one as well.
Keep pushing, guys. You got to keep pushing.
Pinner takes the foul on the card. Canales the one who was taken down. Again, though, no reason if you're West Coast to stop trying to attack. Goal differential could become a factor in this if they get to a three-way tiebreaker. And tiebreaker at 6 points apiece inside the group. So goal differential could become a factor, so therefore you got to keep scoring, keep adding on. Through ball, finds the foot of Mendoza, looking for his second. It'll come out and be taken away, though, and cleared by Waldorf. Good pass, set Mendoza up. Sadari was there, though. That one will get over Waldorf, and Mendoza, you saw him there trying to go into the slide. It would have been a tough angle for him to try to finish it off at. But he got all the way through and gave him a chance. West Coast in front of GSA. This portion of the match brought to you by Skills, the official player performance training sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer, and Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of U.S. Youth Soccer. Back where they need it to be. Grinnell will come off. Morgan will come on. He'll go slot on there in that back line at the center back position. Down to under 18 minutes to go. GSA still needing to get 3 goals to get the result that they need, at least 3, assuming that Sandrez will come on. Sadari will come off. So there's some offense for defense as they need to start attacking with it. 3 more games still to come here from Field 17. When we're through with this one, we will kick off our U14 boys contest. U14 boys will wrap up their group play. Coming up in the 10 o'clock hour, the U14 girls will be out here at noon to wrap up their group play. And then the U18 girls will wrap things up at 2 o'clock as Penner launches one well over the net. Out of the Texas South area. Strong clear that time. Starts the run for Sandres down the right side. Little setting that one up with that defensive clearance. Guerra looking for an opening. Plays it back instead. Gomez, who had a good strike earlier, touched into the center and cleared away. We're now beyond 250 minutes of action for GSA. Scoreless in this national championships. Brockman play. Wagner trying to break through for GSA. Gets inside the 18 and has it stepped away from him. Canales to Mendoza. Driving from the right. Defender slipped and fell from. Corner kick coming up for West Coast, already in front 2-0. 76th minute. It deflects back. D'Amato plays it backward again. They'll reset it. Shuffle it over to the right side. Towards the corner. Fox to the center. Duarte. And then cleaned up on the rebound. Nicolo D'Amato, the leading scorer from the National League each of the last 2 years, adds one to his tally here in the national championships. D'Amato making this a 3-0 West Coast lead. So West Coast stretching it out now, making it nearly impossible for this GSA team to need. The one taken down there on the foul. Be helped to his feet by D'Amato, the one who committed the foul. Getting set for a sub from West Coast, Essen Harris, who netted the second goal for the group from Orange County, will come off. Felipe Silva will be the one that comes on. Free kick coming up there. That's Gomez. That's standing over it. all the way to the goalkeeper. West Coast goalkeeper has handled anything that's come his way as we close in on 80 minutes. GSA still playing a man down. A red card happening around minute 60 on a second yellow for Rashid Alarape, sending him off for the second time in 3 matches, forcing them to play a man down again and making it even more difficult.
Not a foul!
Morgan called for the foul, setting up a free kick for West Coast. A sub will come on first, though. Alexander Chuchuk is the one that comes on. Coming off will be Diamato. Netted a goal just a few moments ago to stretch the lead out to 3 as they get set for a free kick. Head referee blows the whistle. They're going to call that back and make them do it again. Duarte in there along with Mendoza. Actually, rather, Chuchuk and Canales. Chuchuk moves off. Dorf will get his hands out of the way and let it miss out.
Hey, keep it a little bit. Adam, work hard now. Let's go. Keep it a little.
3-0, West Coast, 82nd minute of action. Getting what they were looking for. This portion of the match brought to you by the Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals, and pin supplier of U.S. grassroots partner of MLS. Foul there against West Coast takes Brockman to the ground on the far side of the field. Under 8 to go in regulation. 3-0. West Coast on top of GSA. This is going to end the run in this national championships for GSA. For West Coast, it's going to set them up nicely for what they hope is getting out of this group stage, depending on what happened in the other Group B game going on simultaneously. We're going to send it into the center and come back to the near side. Again, it'll be sub coming on here for West Coast. Comes off. Again, the head referee trying to gain control of everything that's happening out on the field. Christopher Tellez, the one who subbed on for the group from California. That was Tellez there that just played the long ball that Waldorf will end up with. Semis for this one coming up on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, Field 6 and Field 7. Under 18s will play their semis, and then the stadium, Field 11, will see the championship game on Sunday at 9 a.m. To the right, Tellez. Centers one, a low driving ball across the ground. Little with the clear. Down to 5 minutes to go. Penner taken down that time. One who took Pinner down and picked up the foul. Christopher Ferrero. As you see, Canales coming in. Taking him down at the center circle. Ferrero will come on as Ivan Canales will get a chance to sit down. Canales had a hand in that second goal that Essen Harris touched into the net. Gamara run over, commits the foul. Free kick happening from just inside the field of play. They'll just play it softly back though and progress from there. Offside flag put up on the far side, leaving us at 3-0 here. In the 87th minute now, West Coast on its way to a 2-1-0 mark in group play. GSA will be moving to 0-3. In their national championship last year, it was a 2-0-1 mark for West Coast. They picked up 7 points in the group stage, had a +7 goal differential. 8-4, 1 against. Just a matter of winding the clock on this one as the throw goes over the end line and sets up the goal kick. A little less than 20 minutes away from kickoff of game number 2 here from Field 17 as we hit the under 14 boys division. Waldorf, a couple of run-ups to the ball, hasn't kicked it yet. Finally, we'll just spray it down the field, right down the center. Finds the head of Sam.
Rose, go! That's out. That's correct. Let's go. Okay, leave it. Come on, be smart. Let's go. Hurry. Chase the ball. Let's go, mark up. Hey. What, tell us? Get in the box.
Wagner looking for the cross, deflected away. McKay the one stepping in to deflect that one out over the side. A deep throw coming up here as GSA just tries to break. Cleared away and setting up the run now down the other side. (3-0) where it stands right now, and it looks like that'll be the way we finish, barring a goal here in the next few seconds. See what they choose to add stoppage time-wise. Then an eventful half.
Hey, guys, thank you.
And with that, the referee is going to blow the post. We'll wrap things up and finish off group play with a 3-0 victory, improving them to 2-1-0 in the 2014 National Championships group play for GSA. They go to 0-3-0 in the group stage, and they will be eliminated and have their run come to an end right here for West Coast. They've set themselves up nicely to move on to the semifinals, but it'll all come down to what happened in the other under 18 SoccerPlex. 3 goals, 1 in the first half by Mendoza, then 2 in the second. Essen Harris with 1, Diamato with 1, and 3 goals for West Coast. Wraps things up, and hopefully for them, they're hoping it pushes them into the semifinal round and that they're still playing Saturday morning at 8 o'clock in the semis, and they'd love to be back trying to go for a national championship again on Sunday at 9. 3-0 though. West Coast wins it over GSA. It over GSA. Here's a look at how it all took place. It was a turnover in the 12th minute that set things up for West Coast to get on the board. Mendoza taking the turnover, finishing to the left, and putting the group from California up 1-0, which is how they took it to halftime, but it wasn't without a good save first, though. Berber, the goalkeeper, off a free kick missile off the foot of Gomez, forced the diving save. In the 56th minute, good touch by Canales here. Back touch by full of goals. And then things got a little chippy in minute number 58. A second yellow card coming up on this foul by Rashid Alarape. His second of the match sent him off, and that turned into the second time he'd been sent off in 3 matches, forcing GSA to play down a man and played with 10 for the final 30 minutes. Just for good measure, in the 77th minute, the cross, Duarte's shot was blocked. The rebound, though, right to the foot of Diamato, and he nets it for the third and final goal of the match, making it 3-0 West Coast and giving them the victory. So they are looking to move on to the here at Field 17. On behalf of our entire production team, USU Soccer, and all those at Turbo Sports Group, I'm Stephen Williams. Again, your final score from the Maryland SoccerPlex on Field 17, West Coast 3, GSA 0. We'll be back with more coverage from the 2014 USU Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard. Final day of group play action here at Field 17 at the Maryland Soccer Complex in Germantown, Maryland, the 2014 Youth Soccer National Championships. Hello, everyone. Stephen Williams here with you at the Maryland Soccer Complex as we get set for today's Under 14 Boys Division action as we get set to wrap up group play here by the National Guard, and we're getting set to see the Raiders FC out of Illinois and Inner City Mana coming out of the Texas South area. As we get set for this one, we'll let you know this broadcast brought to you in part by the National Guard, Nike, Capri Sun, the Turbo Sports Group, Happy Family, Kohl's, Liberty Mutual Insurance, Nestle Nesquik, Skills, Sports Authority, the Wilson MLS. Raiders FC coming to you from Lamont, Illinois. They are 0-2-0 so far in group play. A couple of losses for them to this point. Inner City coming out of the Texas South area and Region 3, 1-1-0 as you get a look at that Inner City bunch. They're in the royal blue from top to bottom with the white lettering and white numerals. On the opposite side for the gray and the black. Sergey Deniv, the head coach of this Raiders FC team. Jose Cervantes on the other side for the group from Texas. Group play still up for grabs here inside this under 14 boys division. Group B, 6 points for Real Colorado National. Nobody else with more than 3, though. Inner City with 3. The Scorpions SC team from Boston has 3. This Raiders team with none just yet, but still a chance to is working right to left as you're looking at it, and they'll have the opening kick. Raiders in the white will be going left to right. That whistle gets us started here in this under 14 boys division matchup. 70 minutes to wrap up group play as the offsides call thrown up. You see your goalkeeper there, Alex Gama, for this Raiders FC bunch. And on the opposite side, Elias Zamora. Group play to Real Colorado. Falling in that one 3-1. And then in their second game yesterday, they were shut out 2-0 by the Scorpions SC team from Massachusetts. So 5 goals against, just 1 for them so far to this point. So trying to get back on the right side of things. They have to have a victory here to have any chance to get out of the group stage. They need all 3 points. This ball played through, and Gama the one who will come out and pick it up there in the on the op. Back on Tuesday in their first game of group play as they took down the Scorpions group. Yesterday, it was the opposite. 1-0. Inner City fell to Real Colorado. Working in the midfield, Daniel Bernal wasn't able to keep it though, so the throw gave it back to the Raiders group. On the move now, good through ball played, but the offsides flag thrown up once again. Another, the one who was out in front, a little over aggressive. For the Raiders FC, they were moving into this national championship by virtue of winning the National League Blue Division. They had a 5-1-1 record inside the Blue Division. They scored the most goals as well inside that blue division, netting 16 of them in their 7 matches. This cross sets up an opportunity, and it's buried home. A goal in the 4th on top, 1-0. So the Raiders Football Club out of Illinois strikes first. George Gonzalez in the 3rd minute puts them on the board. They netted just 1 goal in their first 2 matches, but it takes them just 3 minutes in this one to get that number and take a lead. Offside flag coming up here this time. CR setting up for the moment a one-on-one opportunity for Saldana. Slowed down by the defensive line, though. A nice job of recovery by that Raiders back line. This Raiders bunch won the Illinois State Cup title last year, then won the regional championship to get to these national championships a year ago. Didn't win the Illinois State Cup title this year, so they weren't in the Region 2 competition. It didn't matter for them, though, because of that National League division that they captured. That got them the berth to come back here and get another chance at these national championships. Time. That was a clean look and an opportunity to make it 2-0. Christian Crespo, the one that had the opportunity there. A nice save made by Zamora, but it'll set up a corner that they'll play short. Crespo will dribble it in. The centering pass chipped away. Coach Deneve of this Raiders group, assistant head coach at the University of Illinois Chicago. Was a 3-time All-American at Wake Forest out of the ACC. Former professional player with the Dallas Burn and with the Chicago Fire. So perfectly set up by Isaiah Nieves. And then easy finish. Quick goal kick there for Zamora. Nieves trying to set up another one here. This one fired high. Get a little too high though. These two teams wrapping up group play. Still with some work to do to get them out and into the semifinals. As this one's thrown over the top, trying to make a run at it. As Fabian Becerra. Field. That's how it's set up on this final day of group play. Everybody playing in the exact same time slot. 8 teams across 2 groups. 4 of them will play on. 4 of them will see their run at a national championship come to a close today as that one scoots over the head of Zamora and out of bounds off to the left. 9th minute of action here from field 17. Already a goal on the board. Raiders Football Club get it back. Nieves trying to create on the same side. He just did. Sends it into the center. Touched on with the head by Lujan, but up high over the crossbar. So again, this Raiders group continues to attack. Doesn't look like a team right now that sits at 0-2-0. Had it on target, just a little high. For the Inner City Mana team, they won the first ever South Texas State Cup title. Perfect 4-0 record in the state finals group in order to get them 7-0 goal differential. And then they went on to defeat a team out of Louisiana in the quarterfinals. Took a team down from Coral Gables in Florida in the semis. And then actually lost in the final to United FA, the UFA elite team out of Georgia, who we saw here yesterday. Lost 1-0, but they were still able to advance on to the national championships because UFA had already qualified via the National League. So this Inner City bunch are up in the region. Got to move on. This is Garibay. His crossing pass grabbed out of the air by Zamora. That ball played forward by Saldana. Easy for Gama to go over and pick up. These sides playing 35-minute halves. Gonzalez touches it past the defender, looking to cross. Able to do so, and on the bounce, Zamora picks it up. Coach Cervantes not happy with things from his City Mana team. In the Region 3 championship, he scored 4 goals on their way to the finalist spot. Juan Tavares that time swung and missed, trying to strike from outside the 18, and now it sets him up the other way. Crespo driving, defender behind him. They get their feet tangled up, and now they're going to say the delayed foul coming up on the near trip. So it'll set up a free kick coming up for the one standing over it. Looking it down. A few yards outside of the box, 2-person wall. Now looks like a 3-person wall will be built for Inner City. Gonzalez hits it to the far post, headed towards the net, off the crossbar. The offside flag was put up. Overcast skies here in Germantown, Maryland. The second out of the 3 days we've had weather similar to this. There was rain in the forecast today, especially in the morning hours. But we were able to avoid that. Instead, the temperatures just stayed down. Temperatures looking to climb up around 80 at some point today, but not doing a very good job of it right now. Just sitting around 65 to 68 degrees here in the middle of July. A little bit year they're used to seeing weather like this at all. Sub coming on for Intercity there in the blue jerseys. Christian Diaz comes off. Jonathan Cervantes, the one who comes on. Nieves, the through ball, a little too strong. Good touch, looking for Lujan, but a little strong on it. It winds up with the keeper, Zamora. Gama picks it up there for Raiders and tries to start the attack the other way. This portion of the match brought to you by Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink juice of U.S. Youth Soccer. Up and over the crossbar that time for Daniel Bernal. A good run at things there, a good ball played over the top. So it'll set up a corner kick coming up. Hernan Delgado to the far side, set to hit this one towards the center. Intercity looking for the equalizer here early in the first half. Bouncing around, and Gama will come over to pick it up. Crespo once again on the move. He's had some good charges down this right side. The cross deflected by Servando Rosales. So we'll have a corner on the opposite end now. Opposite corner to the near side. George Gonzalez will head. Looking to give this Raiders bunch an opportunity to add a little cushion to the lead and get up by 2 goals. Gonzalez to the center. A head put on it that time by Lujan, but not on target. Raiders needs a victory, the full 3 points, and they need to win big to get the goal differential in their favor. See Lujan coming up, got a clean look and a clean head on it. The angle just a little off. Nineteenth minute of action. Stephen Williams here with you. Germantown, Maryland, the site of the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships. They went to Kansas last year for them. A more centrally located city for this. This year, though, coming back up to the Northeast. They've been here to Germantown 2 other times, 2002 and 2003, so it's been 11 years since they were up here for the national championships, but back for 2014, and a great complex for it. The Maryland SoccerPlex, over 20 soccer fields across the grounds here. They also have a tennisplex when you walk in, a cricket field, a driving range that's actually off in the distance. Back there behind the field, if you look closely, nobody out there right now, but it's out there. Been a tightly run ship here by the U.S. Youth Soccer Group. Keeping everything exactly on time. Game's not starting late at all. Everything's starting the same time across the board. Everybody taking the same water breaks. Well-oiled machine here for this U.S. Youth Soccer Group. Good battle for the ball there between Rosales and Lujan. Substitute getting ready to come in Jesus Garibay, who owns the goal. It separated the two teams in this match so far. The one who will sub out. This is Lujan. Nieves, already an assist. Love to help them add on one more. To the corner. A foul coming up right there at the corner of the box. And referee calling that one in favor of Raiders. So Nieves setting up for this free kick, already a 1-goal lead. Nieves gets the whistle, and it'll wind up all the way in the stomach there of Zamora. Hit right at him. Given right back, a turnover, sets up Nieves on the run. Cleared over the side, a nice job by Rosales to step in. That one will wind up over the sideline right by midfield in the scorer's table. .23rd minute of action, Raiders in front. Zamora coming out to grab this one at the edge of the box. It was a third-minute goal from Jesus Garibay off a pass from Nieves. Good through ball set up here. Gama trying to come out and get it. Able to help deflect that one. Strong run being made that time by Daniel Bernal. Gama, though, in the foot race, got there just in time. Here's that run by Bernal. You see Gama get there just in time to keep that one from being an empty net and an easy finish. Gonzalez steps past the defender, dribbles in, lets it fire, and it's deflected, and a corner kick coming up. Gonzalez to the far side of the field, but we'll get a sub from both sides before that happens. Aaron Ibarra coming on for Raiders. He'll come on in place of Barragan. On the opposite side, Isaac Frere. See who he's coming in place of. Looks like it'll be Jose Luis Fernandez. So the corner opportunity here for Raiders. Gonzalez swings it into the center. It's headed on. It's blocked out of there by a defender. And then a strike by Crespo is wide. Saldana, the one who got in the way of that one on the far post. Nieves, the one who you saw get ahead on that one cleanly and put it in a good spot. Saldana there, though, protecting the right post, kept it out. They'll hit Javier Enciso with the foul there for climbing up the back. Staring down this free kick, trying to set it up. Hit towards the center, flick towards the net, and Gama will come out and grab it. Nieves with places to go with it. Players on both sides. He'll go out wide right for Crespo. Saldana, a good play to step that one away from him. This portion of the match brought to you by Happy Family, the official on-the-go superfood of U.S. Youth Soccer. Kohl's, the official department store of U.S. Youth Soccer. And Liberty Mutual Insurance, an official sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. They play it back to Crespo on the near side. Gonzalez bends it towards the middle. Not a lot of steam on it, though. Hops right up into the waiting arms of Saldana. There's Zamora there in goal for the save. 28th minute, 35-minute halves. Another sub set to come on here for Inner City. Gabriel Calderon. Will hit the field for the first time. It'll be Juan Tavares wearing the rare number 100. On the attack, Inner City. Saldana working left for Bernal. Saldana gets it back and will set up a corner on the sliding cross attempt. Deflected out over the edge here in the 29th minute. Raiders needing a victory and needing to do so convincingly, hoping for a tiebreaker scenario. Inner City, one of those teams they want to be tied with when it comes down to it. Both sides would then have 3 points. Inner City already has 3, Raiders with none to this point. Corner from the near side. The header was there for Pineda, but could not catch it on the front side. Hit on top and a little bit maybe in the back half of his head and went the wrong direction. Forward, coming with it this time, Becerra to the back line. And once again, another corner coming up for Inner City. They'll draw another one again from the near side. It's Delgado that comes to the near corner. Set to hit this one again, searching for the tying goal here at the 30-minute mark. 1-0 Raiders in front. Bounces around, still loose and finally cleared away. Cervantes struck it back towards the net. For the save made by Gama. Good slide tackle that time. Ronzel Serrano. It's given right back though. Put on the foot of Crespo. Stepping in, trying to play the through ball. Able to get it, the cross, deflected away. Still alive there in the 6-yard box. And a chance for Intercity to clear. Kept in play though, nicely done. The cross, the header on the receiving end. Ibarra missed a little left. Good sequence there from both sides. Good defending, some good tackling, and a close chance. Watch the tackle coming up here. Perfectly. Kept it right there in front of him, set up the cross, and Ibarra just off on the angle. Wind picking up a little bit here on a rather chilly morning, especially for July 25th. Closing in on the halftime break. 1-0. Raiders in front. Jesus Garibay netting the goal from Isaiah Nieves. That coming back in the 3rd minute of this one. It did not take long for Raiders to get on the board after scoring just 1 goal in their first 2 matches. Takes them 3 minutes, and they're on the board in this one, and it's held up so far. They need a few more than that, though. I think we had to trade out the ball that was being used. Our 4th referee taking that one and pulling it from play. Calderon did not hit it square, and it winds up well off target. Nieves touches it out wide, looking for Gonzalez. Gonzalez, despite being on the back line, has been quite involved. Kept alive in the midfield. Arroyo played it forward. Crespo has the pass off, and it sets up a chance for a counter here. Ball pops straight up into the air, and the defender goes down. Doesn't matter, though. Raiders able to gain possession anyway. Final minute of regulation before we see what they put on for added time here. Crespo tried to play it through, but it was taken away. Had the right idea, just wasn't able to execute. Again, given right back at midfield. Crespo to the box. Stepped away from him. Crossed over, and then headed right to the goalkeeper, Zamora. Fourth referee going to the board. Getting set to show us the added time. Two minutes of added time added on as this one, another opportunity for a header on a cross. Gonzalez trying to connect again. The header, though, on the receiving end, missed off to the left once more. A throw here for Inner City, trying to hit the tying goal. Crespo tracking this one. Prayer coming up with the stop for the moment. Final minute of this first half here in added time. 1-0, Raiders on top. They have been since the third minute. Trying to pick up another. The defender goes down. Chipped into the box, trying for the back heel. Lujan didn't hit it the part of the foot he wanted to. So we'll see if they get another chance before the referee whistles this half complete. This one will be cleared down the field towards the middle. Popped up into the air, and that whistle will signify that we've reached the halftime break. Raiders 1-0 on top of Inner City Mana. Here after 35 minutes of action. It was a third-minute goal from Jesus Garibay off a pass from Isaiah Nieves that netted a goal, put Raiders in front, and he made that hold on for the entire first half, and they'll take a 1-0 lead to the halftime break here on Field 17 at the Maryland SoccerPlex. This match is being brought to you in part by the National Guard, the official Armed Forces branch of U.S. Youth Soccer and presenting sponsor of the National Championships. Nike, the official supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink juice of U.S. Youth Soccer. The Turbo Sports Group, the official video streaming production company of the National Championships. Don't forget you can order and purchase any broadcast from this year's event by logging on to www.turbosportsgroup.com. Happy Family, the official on-the-go superfood of U.S. Youth Soccer. Kohl's, the official department store of U.S. Youth Soccer. Liberty Mutual Insurance, an official sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of U.S. Youth Soccer. Skills, the official player performance training sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of U.S. Youth Soccer. Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals, and pin supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. NSCAA, a proud partner of U.S. Youth Soccer. And MLS. U.S. Youth Soccer is the official grassroots partner of MLS. You're watching coverage of the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard. We'll be back from the Maryland SoccerPlex with more, including first half highlights, right after the break. Stephen Williams back here with you at the Maryland SoccerPlex. Halftime of our U14 Boys Group B contest here on field 17. This the difference in the match so far. Nieves taking the pass from Crespo, crossing it across into the middle of the box, and it was Jesus Garibay that finished it off back in minute number 3. That put Raiders in front, and the Raiders Football Club out of Illinois made that hold up so far through the first 35 minutes. They're there in the all-white uniforms. On the opposite side in the royal blue, it's the Inner City Mana group from Houston, Texas. These two fighting for an opportunity to try to get out of the group stage. The Raiders bunch needs a victory. They need all 3 points to come their way in order to get out of Group B. Just a victory alone doesn't guarantee them a spot out. They'd have to end up winning a tiebreaker. They need a couple other things to go their way as well. So nothing guaranteed with a win, but it is guaranteed with a draw or a loss that they'll be headed home. This Inner City bunch already with 3 points. They'd love to get a victory here and collect 3 more and set themselves up nicely to get out of the group. This is the final day of group play as we get set for the semifinals coming up on Saturday. Semifinals for these two will be played Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and then their championship game will be played at 8 in the morning on Sunday. The cross there from Crespo, and then it's in the net again. Referee hustling out to get the ball away from him. Muted the celebration for a second. But it's a goal for Raiders. And they go up 2-0. So Raiders on the board with a second goal now, and this is what they needed. Not only a victory, but they needed to win convincingly so that they could fix the goal differential and turn that around. It has not been very kind to them so far in this one, as they are down 4 in the goal differential coming into play today. That's now to down 2 after they've netted 2 goals in this one. So 2 goals, 1 at the start of each half here for this Raiders bunch. Has given them a 2-0 lead over Inner City Mana. Take a look at how this one played out. Crespo driving down that side, and it was Garibay again. This time into the right. That was able to close it out. Offsides flag put up.
Hey, you see him getting dragged down, you gotta cover.
Garibay with a pair of goals now for Raiders, who had just 1 goal in the first 2 matches combined coming into this one, and that one came from Javier Lujan. to the left side. An opportunity here for Raiders once again. Ibarra had his cross deflected, gets the quick throw out of it. Nieves now. He'll hit it at the net. The rebound there for a moment before Zamora falls on top of it. Elias Zamora, the goalkeeper there in the neon green for this Mana group. On the opposite side, Alex Gama for Raiders. That's Javier Enciso taken down and drawing the foul for Raiders. Contact as two players collide there. But they play on, the two arriving at the same time. Crespo constantly attacking there in the midfield. Garibay gives it off. Another touch, Nieves getting there, and he'll put another one in. Isaiah Nieves this time. He's assisted on one, and now he's scored one. And it's 3-0. So 3 goals for this Raiders bunch that was starving for goals coming into this. And now they're starting to set things up even more in their favor, trying to give themselves a chance. This ball gets through everybody, and Zamora will be on the backside to pick it up. "43rd minute of action, already 2 goals in this second half. This Raiders team searching for their first win at the national championships. 0-2-1 last year in the under-13 play. This cross will end up behind the net. Here's the finish on goal number 3. Lujan ends up helping set this one up. Makes it a 3-0 contest. Good through ball played this time. Bernal trying to finish. Diving stop made though by Gama. Bernal a clean look. Gama though stole the shot away. Good touch on with the head that time. Garibay back down there again. Can he finish once more? This one will not, but it'll be a goal kick coming up. Raiders continue to attack, needing to attack on every goal possible. Hoping for a tiebreaker setup. Towards the net. That one goes off the side of the goal. And a goal kick coming up. Sub coming on as they'll send on Jose Luis Fernandez. Will Intercity. This portion of the match brought to you by the National Guard, the official armed forces branch of U.S. Youth Soccer, and the presenting sponsor of the national championships. Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of U.S. Youth Soccer, and Nike, the official supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. In the box again, and there's another one. This one belonging to Lujan. So the goal is just pouring in right now for Raiders as they break out of this scoring drought they were on, and it's 4-0. This Raiders bunch entered with a -4 goal differential. They have leveled that now to even. So far in this one, 4-0, the lead. This Raiders bunch has been in the national championships in the group stage the last 2 years. They've played 5 matches coming into today. In those 5 matches, they've scored a combined 3 goals. Today, they have 4 in 46 minutes. That one hit right into Aaron Ibarra, and that has him crumbling down to the grass. That ball smoked right into the center of him. He's going to hop up and shake that one off. They're going to come get him off the field, though. Ibarra will sub out. Angel Barriga will be the one that comes on. Basilio Serdan comes in for the first time for Intercity Mana. Bernal, the one that comes off in that substitution. 4-0. Raiders in front. 2 by Garibay, 1 by Nieves, 1 by Lujan. Lujan and Nieves also with assists. This here is the Raiders bunch that they were hoping to see, and now Lujan on the move again. Touched away from him, though, by Pineda. This Raiders team won the Illinois State Cup last year in the region. This was the #1 team in the National League Blue Division, so they came here with a good reputation. It didn't show it bowing out of the Illinois State Cup this year, and they hadn't shown it through the first 2 matches, but showing it right now. Saldana off, Delgado on for Intercity. Nieves. That cross scoots behind the net as we hit the 49th minute of play. 4-0 Raiders, looking to secure 3 big points to try to bring them in position. Here's that last one. Look at the chip. Right down into the center, a couple touches to himself, and Lujan with the really strong finish to the right foot. No chance for the goalkeeper. The offside flag put up. Just not a whole lot going right from the moment for the guys in blue. Substitution coming on. Gabriel Calderon making his way to the field. Diaz, the one that comes off. The foul that time against Mana. Give it back to Raiders in this situation. Again, with goal differential, there's reason for them to continue to try to add on. So don't expect to see them try to back off at this point. Goalie coming to challenge that one. No one ever touched it for Inner City, so it'll turn into a goal kick. This will be Zamora that will take it back. They'll take a goal kick, though. It'll belong to Calderon instead. It's been a complete domination by this Raiders bunch so far. 4 goals, 3 of them coming in a 10-minute stretch here in this second half. A 37th minute goal, a 41st, and a 46th. Taking a 1-0 halftime lead and stretching it out to 4. Crespo setting it up again. They swing it out wide. Over on the far side here for Barriga. Sets up Crespo, trying to roll one through. Tavares got a foot on it. Barriga again. Sidesteps the defender. They'll touch it out left. Nieves setting himself up. Rolls one on a diving stop made by Zamora. Nieves on the attack again, dropping it off and getting it back. Driving forward, his shot blocked, and finally cleared away. This portion of the match brought to you by Skills, the official player performance training sponsor of US Youth Soccer, and the Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of US Youth Soccer. Across, finds the head, and a good goal that time for Inner City. Nice setup. The great cross by Becerra, and finished off by Delgado. So a nice job there by Inner City, getting the goal in the 54th minute. Becerra played the perfect ball, and Delgado had a clean look at it to finish. You see it? Been right to him. And a clean one into the left side. That turns it from 4-0 to 4-1. Stephen Williams here with you. Field 17 where we're at here at the Maryland SoccerPlex. Substitute coming on for Raiders, Omar Barangan. Will come on. It'll be Garibay, who's had a big game coming off. 2 goals for Garibay. Our crew here at Field 17 providing you all the sights and sounds. Ryan Brown producing game number 10 of the week. James Gunn, Jeff Watson, Alina DeFazio up in the camera stands, making this all possible for us. Leonardo Luna comes in, as does Macio Serdan. Goal differential important for this inner city bunch too, in case it is a 3-way tie, which is there's the potential for if this result holds as is. So they don't want to fall too far behind in that category either. Cross looking for Nieves, broken up by Pineda. Good touch that time. Nieves racing with it. Over to Zamora, trying to get it to him. Zamora keeps it inbound and able to keep it in his possession. Over the side. Unable to be kept in play by Serdan. 58th minute of action. Raiders on top of Mana. 4-1. Lujan looking for more. Cross intercepted, but it winds up with Nieves. He'll fire just to the right. Just over the crossbar that time. As Raiders continues to try to punch more in. Watch this one driving in. Nieves from right there at the 18. Deflected up and over. Hit it well, but Zamora able to keep it out of the net for the time being. Corner opportunity is up off the defender's head and in. Goalkeeper came out to try to punch it. It got over him, and instead it turns into another goal for Raiders. The header was up and headed for the net. The defender was the last line. Tried to head it out, but could not do so. Just got enough of it to touch it, and it goes in. So 5-1. Raiders tacks on another as Saldana comes back on. Coming into the match, this Raiders bunch, the goal differential for them was -4. So they're back to even. Intercity was at even coming into this one, so they're down to -4, so this would jump them. The other team that would be in this three-way tie potentially would be Scorpions, and they were just one up. So if they were to lose, which would need to happen against Real Colorado, if they lost by just one, everything is even in goal differential at the moment. It all becomes a moot point if Scorpions comes up with a point or 3 against Real Colorado. It doesn't matter. Either one of those results would eliminate both of these teams at this point. But a Real Colorado win would give them 9 points. Everybody else would be left with 3, and then they'd be battling it out through the tiebreakers. Towards the net, Gama keeps that one in play for himself. So still a lot on the line, regardless of it being a 4-goal differential in this match. Sent inside the 18 and cleared away. This Raiders team putting together a pretty complete performance for a group that came into this one 0-2-0, and the offside flag put up on Lujan. The other two teams, Real Colorado and Scorpions, playing right now, as are the rest of the under-14 boys. Group A, as wide open as it gets. The point separation there, 4-3-2-1 in Group A of this under-14 boys division. So everybody's still in play to go home and to stay. This portion of the match brought to you by Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals and pins supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. NSCAA, a proud partner of U.S. Youth Soccer. And MLS. U.S. Youth Soccer is the official grassroots partner of MLS. Knocked down by Zamora there as Raiders try to tack on here in the 64th minute. Closing in on full time here. Five minutes from full time, 5-1. Raiders up. Continuing to go, though. It's 3-on-4 here. Crespo playing it through to Lujan. Lujan has it just touched behind him. Nieves catches the clear. To the right, they go with it. Played out all the way wide. Another clearance that was not all that strong, but finally Tavares able to get it out. Nieves gets it right back. They let him play on. Nieves with the left foot high. This Raiders group asking for one more. Sitting on the bench just in front of us to the left. All huddling up right there into it on every opportunity. They know what's on the line. They want an opportunity to get out of this group. The unknown in the equation right now is what's happening on field 10. (5-1) where we stand now as we have another sub coming on. Four second half goals for this Raiders group. It was 1-0 at halftime. We've had 5 goals happen here in the second half as we get a goal kick coming up for Gama. Pair of goals for Jesus Garibay. Pair of goals for Javier Lujan. And a goal for Isaiah Nieves. And the offside flag up will stop that opportunity. When this one is over, we'll have a break until a noon kickoff is set for the under 14 girls play coming up. We'll take a look at Top Hat Gold, the under 14 girls out of Georgia, along with La Roca Premier out of Utah. Those will be the two teams that come your way when this one's done. That kickoff set for noon. Another under 14 matchup, that time on the girls' side though. Luis Fernandez back onto the field. This one loose in the box and finally cleared away. Giovanni Vargas spraying that one out of there. 2 minutes away from full time. Onside, says our side referee. Well defended by Vargas. Going one-on-one that time with Becerra, who already helped create the only goal that Intercity has put in. The lone goal belonging to Delgado from Becerra, and now they'll get a chance at a free kick from just on the edge of the box.
Watch it, guys! Watch out! Back ball, hey!
This will be Delgado that goes to take it.
Javi! Watch it, first ball! First ball! Right there, Javi, right there! Javi!
All but one player here for Intercity standing inside the 18. Delgado up over the top, headed back in the direction it came from, and over the end line for a goal kick. And despite being up 5-1, you see Raiders sprinting as if they were down a goal here, chasing one, because they know they need to get as many as possible. They're not going to be able to run this one down, though. They're trying to grab as many goals as they possibly can here to try to set them up in case of a tiebreaker scenario. Here goes Crespo in the final minute of regulation play. Drops it off for Nieves. Loose right around the 18. This is Barriga. Pushed off the ball. Still fighting for it. He'll fire one just to the left. And that just about erupted that Raiders bench. Raiders still trying to add to it. Offsides flag put up. Becerra, the one making the run at that. Gama will come up. Getting set to take the free kick. Popped around the air, getting set to wrap this one up. It'll be the Raiders bunch that's grabbing 3 points. They'll grab the 3 points for the victory here, but they're keeping their eye on the goals just in case it comes down to that three-way tiebreaker that's possible. Worst thing that could happen here now for the Raiders is having Mana get one into the net. One final opportunity coming up here. Saldana on the far side looking to hit this free kick. Bending to the center, it gets through everybody. Pop back towards the center, that'll head off behind the net. And that should be the final chance that they're going to get. Closing in on the end of stoppage time here. Ball in the box, cleared away, and there's your final whistle, and that will give the Raiders Football Club the result that they needed to get. They needed to come here and needed 3 points. They did that. They needed to win in convincing fashion to set up the goal differential. They did that as well, and they get a 5-1 win over Inner City Mana here in their final game of group play at these national championships. That will improve Raiders to 1-2-0. Then more importantly, though, their goal differential will be even when they get to this one. And for Inner City Mana, it'll be tough for them now. 1-2-0 for them, an identical mark. But they came into this one with an even goal differential, and so that sends them down to a -4 in that one. So tough afternoon for the group out of Houston, Texas, as they struggled their way to a 5-1 defeat. 6 goals on the day, 5 on the part of the group from Lamont, Illinois. Jesus Garibay with a couple. Isaiah Nieves had 1. And then Javier Lujan put in 2 of his own, both of them coming in the second half. The only goal for Inner City coming from Hernan Delgado. And that one coming in the 54th minute. So 5-1 the final. Raiders hoping they set themselves up nicely to try to get out of group play. 5-1 the final. The Raiders Football Club out of Illinois takes down Inner City Mana. And it was off to a fast start for the group from Illinois. This coming right at the end of the 3rd minute. Nieves setting things up, gets all the way through, and it's punched in by Jesus Garibay for the goal to put the Raiders on top 1-0. That was the way we went to halftime. And then in the second half, 37th minute, Crespo set it up. Finished with the right foot that time by Garibay again. He had the first 2 for Raiders in this one. 41st minute of action. Lujan sets it up. Nieves finishes it off lower right. Made it 3-0, and they continued to tack on a couple more from there. Long chip towards the box. Bounces around, a couple of touches for Lujan, and he adds his first of 2. That made it 4-0 as they continued to pour it on. They gave one back, though, in the 54th minute. Becerro with a nice cross. Delgado with the finish into the left. Made it 4-1, cut it down to 3, but they got it right back in the 60th minute. On the corner, it's Lujan in the back of that crowd that's able to head one off the defender and in, giving them a 5-1 victory and setting them up as they get set to walk away from here, trying to walk over to the other field to find out if they're going to be in or out. That'll wrap things up for us until 2 o'clock, until noon, with our second game in the book here on this final day of group play. On behalf of our entire production team, USU Soccer, and all those at the Turbo Sports Group, I'm Stephen Williams. Again, your final score from the Maryland SoccerPlex on Field 17, Raiders 5, Mana 1. We'll be back with more coverage from the 2014 USU Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard.